Hi, I'm Sam Notebook. Welcome to 52 Books in 52 Weeks, and we're up to book 47, where I read Caretaker by Josie Russell. Now, I don't have you this one to show you because it was an audiobook. We had a 2-day drive from Adelaide back to Brisbane. It's about 2,000 odd kilometres for those of you who want to know. It's about 23 hours driving time. The great thing about 23 hours driving time is it gives you time to go through a really solid audiobook, and Caretaker by Josie Russell was the one that I picked for this journey. I don't really know how to explain this one other than the fact it follows the journey of a guy who is alone on a ship for 58 years, and what happens when one of the other passengers wakes up, and then what happens when things go wrong on the ship that are not supposed to. I'm not really going to give you any more than that because what happens on the ship is the story, and if I tell you what that is, then I take away from the story that you would hear. The thing I think you need to know about it is what I found was that it was incredibly slow to start with. So the first half of the book really was just him on the ship, and nothing particular happened other than him going about his daily life and another passenger appearing, and that was it. So until we got to about halfway through, things had just started to happen. In fact, I felt like we were a lot more than that because the book had dragged out a little bit, and so I was like, where is it going? Like, how is it going to finish? What I found then about the second half of the book is it's incredibly fast paced. This is where all the action happens. This is where he solves all his problems and big things and massive fights and whatever else. But I felt like it was really pushed into the back half of the book, and it left us with a solid front half that was just his day-to-day life. And, you know, it followed not really 4 years of his day-to-day life, but it followed many years of his day-to-day living and what happened. Look, I really enjoyed it, and I'm not going to take away from that. I really thoroughly loved the book. What I found out afterwards is it is part of a series, The Chronicles of the Caretaker. It doesn't affect the reading of the first book, so there was no cliffhanger. We weren't left waiting for anything or hoping for anything. I think what that means is you could quite easily pick up the second book as the first one you had read. It also means that if you didn't love the first one, you could just stop. You're not desperately clawing for the next one, and I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But you know what, I did enjoy it. It really got us through it was a long drive and got me caught up in a storyline. And I liked the audiobook style because there was lots of terminology in there and concepts that I think would have been hard to read, but when someone else was verbalizing them, they made a lot of sense. So that was The Caretaker by Josie Russell. Well worth going and having a look. Recently, I've seen a movie trailer come out for a movie called Passenger, which releases about now, maybe early next year, which looks like it's based on a similar sort of concept. I don't think the book is based on her writing, but now I need to go and have a look at the movie because I don't know what it's about. So that's it for now. As always, guys, I will see you in the next video.